It's World War III, guys. It's finally happening. We did it. Team effort. Let's go. I know it took us a long time to really bring this together, but we're here, finally, at the end. They spun up, 300 drones and ballistic missiles to bomb as many targets as they could in a massive air offensive. It has to happen now. The big show has finally got to kick off, right? We've all been waiting for it. And Iran's never directly bombed Israel before. Therefore, we know that it will escalate and escalate and escalate until the entire Middle East has been converted into very shiny glass by dinner time on Friday. It is happening. Of course, we just have to ignore the fact that Israel intercepted 99% of the strikes and Iran said that they wouldn't do anything else. And that the attack was purely a face-saving exercise from the Iranian regime, who had to respond in some shape or form to Israel's attacks, lest they look weak on the regional stage. And of course, nobody has predicted World War III breaking out on social media ever before, by the way. Everyone was always calm, clear, and rational during the October 7th attacks, the strikes on Houthi positions in Yemen, the invasion of Armenia by Azerbaijan in September of 2022, the start of the war in Ukraine, and so on and so on. I, of course, am being ironic. There does seem to be a particular type of person online these days who just loves to predict the start down the corner. And oftentimes, the same people are not only predicting the end of the world, but they are practically gagging for it. It is a collective manifestation going on. These people are the online bro equivalent of the tarot card reading girlies who are burning images of a 6-foot jacked guy on scented candles so that he'll magically just become their husband. They'll meet on Bumble tomorrow, right? The men of this time long for the battlefield. They are calling up their ancestral spirits to start another mass conflict because the Fortnites and Apex Raid Shadow Legends just aren't doing it for them anymore. It's not happening, guys. It's not happening. You need to get over it. I understand. I get it. I get the siren call that a mass event like World War III has on the psyche of people who understand just how broken the modern world is. It seems like a nice little easy fix to the problems we have right now. If we just burn it all down to the ground, then we'll be the last one standing, right? Able to rebuild the utopia we imagine in its smoldering ashes. Some people also seem to just be giddy at the catharsis of mass murder. A little yikesy. I get that you're angry. Everything's fricked. You won't hear me agreeing or disagreeing with you on that. This is, however, a total fantasy. The only people longing for battle and bloodshed are people who have never so much gotten in a fist fight in their schoolyard in elementary school. And the only people left standing will be cockroaches. That's about it in this situation of global conflict. And you aren't a cockroach, right? Are you? I don't know. I don't think so. Frankly, the World War III doomers, you need to grow up. I said it's a fantasy and I mean it. There will be no grand collapse. This is the real world, and we all just need to accept that this is the world we live in. Plus, let's say that this does pop off. We've got a global conflict, World War III. Who the hell is going to enlist? Who's going to enlist in this conflict? The patriots? Those are usually the first ones showing up for, World War I, World War II. We want to protect the country, the government, our people. No one hates Western governments more and distrusts them and their decisions on who to invade more than patriots these days. They're not signing up. They'll be more likely to fight against their own government in the face of conscription than any foreign government. So what do we got left here? The progressives fight in a war? Ha! They may do a little therapy for the other country they're fighting, but they're certainly not going to fight for a regime they think is fascist. Perhaps the only people left that may fight in this hypothetical World War III for a Western regime is the people they're importing, all these migrants, because they're honestly the only ones I could see doing it. Ooh, free rent and meals? All I have to do is go to the front lines of a country I used to live in? What a fantastic deal. I'm so glad I moved to the West. For real though, stop with the daydreams, people, of missiles flying through the sky and start working on ourselves instead. That's the real red pill. We got to start the self-work instead of the world immolation dreams. You are going to keep living in the world that exists today. So you may as well make the absolute best of it that you can. All of this World War III is just around the corner nonsense is a cope. It's a cope I know all too well because I've been telling myself the same thing. Oh no, I shouldn't make that decision, this decision, because it's all going to collapse tomorrow. The housing market's going to collapse tomorrow. The country's going to collapse tomorrow. Listen, I say this because I care about everyone here, but if you keep thinking the world is going to blow up, I assure you the only thing that is going to blow up is your own life, your entire future. I get it. Once again, I get it. We've all worked very hard towards this. People are trying to start a race war all over America, class war in Canada, religious war worldwide. Everyone has worked very hard to get to this moment. But I assure you, if it does happen, maybe, I don't know, you're not going to be able to predict it. And once again, 99% of this behavior is a cope to distract you from things you actually have control over. So if you or a loved one are suffering from World War III posting addiction, I recommend touching grass, maybe hitting the gym a bit, a serious reduction in the screen time. Take this prescription once a day, and you'll be back to wanting to not blow up the entire planet because it temporarily sucks in no time at all, I assure you. Anyways, thoughts and prayers to the people in our government and on Twitter trying very hard to make this happen. I know you were really hoping for it this time, but no, we all get to live another day to your disappointment. And as usual, I appreciate you all. Be sure to comment your thoughts down in the description. Hit like, share, subscribe to Tenet Media, and I will see you next